Thank you, Marusya. Okay, I would like to ask you some questions. You shot for 12 years, filming your life, but when you decided this material would become a film, actually, and you would be one of the characters of the film?
So it was 2 years after Kimi passed away when I finally was able to take a look at my archives, because before it was too painful. So what I saw there, I thought it could be a film, and I just started to work on it.
About the title, can you explain us the choice of the title?
It was from the beginning of when I decided to work on the film, and I thought that since it's a film about a memory of someone who passed away, it's in the title. So there's this contradiction, how to save someone who's dead, and for me it's what the film is about.
How was the editing process? It was long, it was difficult?
Well, it was because my editor was in France and I was in Russia and it was COVID. So it was, we had to edit through Skype, which was quite painful. He was sharing his screen and we were talking and discussing things. And you know how in Skype you cannot interrupt each other because then no one hears anything. So everything took us like 50% more, and we had done like 50% less. So all in all, we edited for 6 months, but we took breaks, of course.
The film is full of music. You too are a musician, actually. There's a particular touching moment when you play Kimi's image. I'd like to know more about the software you used for that scene, and I'd like to talk about your relationship with music.
I love music. I used to play in a band. I don't anymore. I play for myself sometimes, but and Kimi also loved music, and we met at a forum dedicated to grunge music, so music is a part of the film too. And when I was working on the film, I thought that it would be nice if I could turn Kimi's images into music somehow. So this is when I found this sonification app that's in the film. It's called Voices, and it was for still images, for photos. So the developer developed it for the film so we are able to use it on the video. And now it's available on App Store for free. And what I liked about it, that it has this poetic aspect in it. I'm touching Kimi's images with my hands on an iPad, and the music is made out of it.
The film wasn't distributed in Russia, but no. Oh. The film wasn't distributed in Russia?
No, unfortunately not.
But which was the reaction of young Russian people you know about the film? They share the concept of Federation of Depression?
I mean, it's, depression is not only happening in Russia, it is happening in Russia, especially now, but no, it's a universal, it's mental illness, it happens everywhere. So, in this sense, I feel like the audiences react to it in the same way in different countries, because this is something that happens to a lot of people around the world.
Does anyone have some questions?
Dico anche in italiano. Cos'era quella cosa con gli uncini nella schiena? What was the thing with books in the back lifting you in the ground?
It's called suspension. It's this, I forgot the word in English, but it's something that comes from, I think, ancient India or something, and it's a practice that people do. At this moment in the film, it's something on one hand painful, and on the other hand very it lifts you up in the air. So this is why it's in the film. But are you curious to try it, or why are you asking?
No, I didn't know about it, so I asked because I didn't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, people do it.
Other questions?
I was wondering if the process of making this film was more taxing on you or more relieving, in the sense of going through all of this archive and all of this footage and building something that's a memoir of a person that you loved. Was it an experience that was it painful or was it relieving? Like, and why did you decide to go for it?
It was both. It was bittersweet. I would say it was very long goodbyes to Kimi. So in the sense, I was spending like more time with him, not letting him go, but at the same time, it gave me some time to grieve over him, to accept his passing away. So it was both of it. But the initial impulse, of course, was to honor his memory in some way, to make the people who didn't have a chance to meet him while he was alive, to meet him now. You know, someone I loved very much with all his flaws and strengths. So yeah.
That's sort of how I read the title. Like saving a friend, it's almost like archiving someone who's not there anymore. Like how to save a dead friend is by doing what you did, aka making this film. That's how you saved a dead friend.
Yeah, that was the impulse. Yeah.
Thank you.
And at the end, there's like a love letter that Kimi reads to you. And did he record that? Or was something that it was written and somehow relates to giving voice?
Yeah, it's something that he recorded on his phone. And he used to write a lot, poetry and prose, but unfortunately he didn't record so many of it with his voice. But this part he recorded for my birthday, actually, a year before he passed away, and he sent it to me, and I was very touched, and I was very pissed because he's talking about him being dead and me standing in the funeral, and I wasn't a big fan of conversations like this. But when we were editing with Kotaiba, the editor, I really wanted Kimi's voice to sound in the end of the film. So we did our best to find the place for it.
My question was on you and your feelings during the shootings, because as you were saying, it took you 2 years after Kimi's death to really get to this material, but while you were filming this, how did you feel being, coming back with him and filming him during his last years? I was thinking about you being near to him, but also perceiving that maybe this would be his last years, last days. So how was your feeling during that?
Well, I didn't think that it was gonna be his last year. I thought that, it just some struggles that he's going through, and we're still young and he'll get through this. Yeah, it was painful to see him, especially in the mental hospital, and I used camera as a shield because when you watch something on this little screen, it makes things less real. So yeah, when it was like painful moments, like in a mental hospital, I kind of shielded with the camera.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
Any questions? tour che facciamo, appunto, con un'uscita in cooperazione tra Zalab e Pordenone Docs Fest, Mod, che è la responsabile del teatro di Zalab, vi spiega un po' come funziona adesso il tour e i dati.
Vabbè, innanzitutto ne approfitto per ringraziare il Pordenone Docs Fest perché con Pordenone codistribuiamo il film di Marusya e poi dal 19 di aprile il film sarà sulla piattaforma di Zalab che si chiama Zalab View, quindi se volete approfittatene e niente, siamo contenti, felici di questa prima a Pordenone e speriamo insomma che sia un bel viaggio che continua con Marusya per il resto delle date e forse anche altre, speriamo, proiezioni in giro. Bene, buona continuazione.